Could just open up, talk about your game with Tuskegee this past Saturday, and preview your opponent next weekend or this coming weekend.
Well, we played Tuskegee this weekend. Both we lost 23-7. We started off the game. Started off in good shape. Kicked off to them. Got them on the 15-yard line. Got them to punt. And as they punt, it was kind of a short punt. Never seen them punt before, so our guys didn't know what exact depth to be at. And ball bounced around, hit one of our guys, and they were able to recover it. A couple of plays later, they scored. Then they kick off to us, and we return the kick, and the kid goes to fall down, makes a cut, I should say, and fumbles the ball, and they recover that. And a couple plays later, I think it may have been one play later, they're in for a touchdown. So, our offense goes into the football game down 14-0 and having took one offensive snap. We had some other opportunities to score points, got down in the red zone 4 times, came away with just 7 points. Missed field goal, 26-yarder. Got the ball down to the 1-yard line, got called for holding, killed that drive, made a few bad decisions. I guess the game could be summarized with turnovers and penalties and missed opportunities. And when you play a good football team, Tuskegee is a good football team, and you play a good football team, you can't help them by hurting yourself, and that's what we did Saturday. It was a big loss for us, a very painful loss, but hopefully it's something that we'll learn from, that you got to be ready to play from the word go, and all 3 phases have to be ready to play. And hopefully we'll learn from that. This week we go on the road, play South Carolina State University. Never played them before. Of course, I worked there 6 years, 6 years, some time ago. Again, another good football team who had a very tough opening schedule. Coastal Carolina, one of the best teams in the championship division. And, of course, Clemson, one of the best teams in the bowl division. So they're 0-2, but they're doing some real good things on all 3 phases of the ball, and we got to get ready for them. We got to try to go down there and play them at their place, which is going to be tough on the road, and got to get ourselves ready. And hopefully we can use this game to propel us into our SWAC schedule the following week.
Alabama A&M head football coach Anthony Jones is now taking questions.
Hello, Coach Jones?
Yes.
It's Coach Thomas Grant at the Times, the Democrat in Orangeburg.
Hello.
Yes, sir. From having worked here in the past, is that in any way going to help you when it comes to preparing for South Carolina State, or has it just been almost like a lifetime ago since you've been there?
It's been a lifetime ago. I mean, so many changes have occurred with them. So many changes have occurred with me. I know a couple of guys on staff, a couple that I work with, but they're not in the same capacity what they were when I worked with them there. It's been a long, long time ago. Been 15 years or so, something like that. So, it'll be good to go back there and see some old friends and things of that sort. But we're going there to play a football game, and I'm sure Buddy is going to be trying to coach a football game, as am I, and we're both going to try to put forth our best effort to be successful.
Given South Carolina State's first 2 games, is it easy to assess where they are as a team?
Yeah, they're a good football team. You don't. I think what happens with people is people tend to look at people's record and also the score, watching the entire game. And when you see the entire game, you'll see that they have a lot of talent on on offense, defense, and even special teams. They're big, they're physical. They know how to play football. But when you go up against the best amongst the best, and you make some mistakes, they made some mistakes in their opener against Coastal. They had a chance of beating Coastal, and several opportunities to beat them. They made some mistakes, and that ended up costing them a 7-point victory. Coastal's one of the best teams in the championship division. They should be ranked in the top 20, top 25 for sure. But they opened up against them and only lost by 7 points and still had a chance to win. Clemson, they scored a couple of touchdowns on Clemson. Well, they scored a touchdown. I thought they scored 2, but I can't remember. But and they held their own. They gave up some big plays on some interceptions and things of that sort. And playing in Death Valley, that's not an easy place to play for anybody. So I think they're a good football team, and then they're trying to come into their stride.
Well, talking about records, your team's 1-1 right now. Where do you see your team at this point?
Still learning how to play football. That was very obvious where we played this past weekend. Even though we went down 14-0, we still had plenty of opportunities to score points, to make a game of a better game of this, to give ourselves a better chance of being successful. And when you go down 14-0, you can't get it all back in one play. It's impossible. So why try? So what you got to do is have patience. We didn't exhibit that on Saturday. We got to understand what's going on, trust in one another, and have patience. We didn't do that Saturday. So we're still learning how to play college football. We kind of took a step backwards this past weekend. Now we'll see if we can take a couple steps forward.
Only other question, Coach. Do you expect to get an extra pep talk from President Hugini?
No, I don't think so. I think Dr. Hugini is, he wants us to be successful in all our endeavors, and this is no exception. I think he wants us. Again, I think he wants us to be successful, and so do we. And so, this is our next opportunity to play a football game, whether it's South Carolina State, whoever. We're going to go out there. We're going to prepare as if this is the only thing that matters at that time.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Any more questions for Alabama A&M head football coach Anthony Jones?
Coach Ken Rashad, TSPN Sports. How are you, sir?
How are you?
Good. Coach, there have been ongoing discussions, especially within SWAC circles, probably over the last 3-4 years, about the SWAC and its member schools and the results against out-of-conference opponents, especially at the FCS level, and even results against teams at Division II and NAIA and so forth. This past week, the SWAC pretty much lost all of their out-of-conference games. And a recent article published with the Sports Network basically commented on that, about the SWAC's inability to win games against out-of-conference opponents at the FCS level. How do you comment to that? What do you say to that, and what do you think might be the underlying result for the SWAC's poor performance against out-of-conference opponents?
I think you need to talk to the person who wrote that article, since they got all the information. I don't agree with that. I think our conference, this was not a banner weekend for our conference. But I do look at this. I look at some of the schools that our conference is playing right now, and they're very good football teams. Very good football teams. And I wasn't there. I can't comment on them. I haven't seen the film, so I can't comment on them. Only thing I can comment on is them, and I just did. The way we played was not indicative of our ability to play. We made some big mistakes at the beginning of the game, and it ended up costing us the game. We spotted the team 14 points. We ended up losing by 16, and still fighting to try to get back into it. So I can't comment on why other teams didn't do well this weekend or any other weekend because, simply put, I wasn't there. I didn't see it. The guy who wrote the article, he's the expert. Talk to him.
Well, how do you
Coach,
comment?
we appreciate your time, and we appreciate your time, Coach. We're out of time, and we look forward to talking with you after your game against South Carolina State. That's a 5 o'clock kickoff. Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you.